The unexpected emperor. Imagine opening a history book, yawning, expecting the usual dates and battles, and then suddenly finding out that Napoleon Bonaparte wasn't a man at all, but a fluffy orange tabby cat. Yes, the mighty conqueror of Europe is now Emperor Meowpoleon, complete with tiny round eyes, twitching whiskers, and a dramatic bicorn hat that never quite sits straight. Instead of shouting orders in French, he meows them, leaving entire armies scrambling to find a translator who speaks cat. Early life of a feline legend. Meowpoleon wasn't born on Corsica. No, he was born in the coziest basket on the top shelf of a bakery. While other kittens wrestled and played, little Meowpoleon was busy plotting how to conquer the bread rack. His first great battle? Capturing the warm spot by the oven from a rival alley cat. He marched, he hissed, and within minutes, victory was his. This wasn't just a kitten. This was destiny wrapped in fur. The rise of power. In regular history, Napoleon rose through the military ranks thanks to his brilliance. In cat history, Meowpoleon rose because no soldier could resist his big green eyes. Picture an entire army lined up, and instead of being motivated by speeches, they're distracted by his adorable little Miro. Soldiers followed him into battle, not because of strategy, but because he carried a pouch of treats strapped to his side. Whoever got closest got rewarded with tuna. Motivation, feline style. Revolutionary pursuits. When the French Revolution rocked the land, Meowpoleon wasn't about liberty, equality, or fraternity. He was about tuna, naps, and personal space. Yet somehow, his paw swat at a spinning globe became a strategy meeting. He pointed at Spain, batted the map toward Italy, and meowed at Russia. Generals nodded, scribbling notes as if they had just witnessed genius. Little did they know, he just wanted a nap in the sunbeam hitting the table. The Battle of Yarn-eloo. Instead of Waterloo, Meowpoleon fought at Yarn-eloo. Picture thousands of cats on a battlefield, all charging toward a massive mountain of yarn balls. It was chaos. Some cats tangled themselves before reaching the enemy, others got distracted by butterflies. But Meowpoleon stood tall, well, sat tall, on a cushion carried by loyal kittens. His paw raised, his tail flicking, he commanded, "Attack," in a majestic meow. And the yarn was his. Victory tasted like triumph, and also like string stuck in teeth. The Egyptian Campaign. Humans remember Napoleon's Egyptian adventure for pyramids and deserts. Cats remember Meowpoleon's for one thing: giant litter boxes. To him, the endless sands of Egypt were paradise. Soldiers tried to take notes while he proudly dug holes in the desert, declaring it the world's greatest sandbox. He ignored the Sphinx because he was too busy chasing scarabs. Yet when paintings were made, they showed him standing heroically in front of pyramids, paw raised like a pharaoh. The truth? He had just finished rolling in catnip leaves he'd found nearby. Meowpoleon and the Crown. When Napoleon crowned himself emperor, history was shocked. When Meowpoleon crowned himself, everyone just thought it was adorable. He marched down the aisle of Notre Dame Cathedral wearing a miniature royal cape, dragging it on the floor because it was too long. Instead of taking the crown from the Pope, he batted at it with his paw, sending it rolling. After chasing it under the altar, he emerged victorious, crown now slightly crooked on his furry head. Paris erupted in cheers, mostly because he looked so fluffy in gold trim. The Purr-lena War. Europe trembled as Meowpoleon expanded his empire. Spain conquered with a battalion of cats scratching at doors until locals surrendered. Italy fell when Meowpoleon perched dramatically on top of the Leaning Tower and refused to come down. Germany defeated through psychological warfare. His army knocked mugs off tables until morale collapsed. But Russia. Oh, Russia would be his undoing. Not because of generals, not because of harsh winters, but because the snow was just too cold on his paws. The Russian winter. Picture this, Meowpoleon in his bicorn hat, leading thousands of cats into the snowy fields. At first, all went well. They marched proudly, tails high, leaving tiny paw prints in the snow. But then came the ice. Cats slipped. They skidded. They meowed angrily as snowballs hit their whiskers. Meowpoleon himself tried to lead bravely, but after one paw dipped into freezing slush, he yowled, leapt onto a soldier's shoulder, and refused to move. The retreat was less about military failure and more about frostbitten paws. Exile on the island of Elba, or should we say Catbaw? Banished to Elba, Meowpoleon was given a cozy villa with endless scratching posts. Humans thought he was defeated, but in truth, he was plotting his comeback. By night, he sharpened his claws on royal furniture. By day, he napped. His loyal kittens smuggled in yarn, milk, and catnip. Within months, he was ready. He slipped past guards by pretending to be an ordinary house cat. One boat ride later, Emperor Meowpoleon was back in France, his purr echoing across the land. The final defeat at Cat-erloo. Waterloo may be a sad defeat for Napoleon, but for Meowpoleon, Cat-erloo was downright embarrassing. Instead of a disciplined army, cats got distracted mid-battle by butterflies, mice, and a spilled bag of kibble. While Meowpoleon tried to give a dramatic speech, a dog barked in the distance, sending half the army scattering. In the chaos, his crown fell off, rolled downhill, and was claimed by a passing raccoon. History remembers it as his downfall, but really, it was just cats being cats. Exile to Saint Purr-lena. This time, humans didn't take chances. They exiled Meowpoleon to Saint Helena, or as cats call it, Saint Purr-lena. Here, he spent his final days lounging in the sun, pawing lazily at flies, and recounting his glorious victories to anyone who would listen. Some say he still dreamed of empire, but more likely he dreamed of tuna and warm laundry baskets. His legend grew not because of conquests, but because of how utterly ridiculous history became once you imagine it led by a cat. The legacy of Meowpoleon. And so, Emperor Meowpoleon's tale lives on. History books may remember Napoleon as a brilliant strategist, but cat history remembers Meowpoleon as the conqueror of couches, yarn, and unsuspecting soldiers. His rules for life were simple: nap often, chase dots, and never let a dog win. Today, when your cat knocks something off a shelf or claims your bed as its own, maybe, just maybe, they're channeling the spirit of Meowpoleon himself. And that's the unforgettable story of Emperor Meowpoleon, the fluffiest conqueror of all time. From yarn battles to crown chases, he proved that history can be hilarious when told through the eyes of a cat. If this gave you a laugh, stick around. We've got more epic If Cats Were adventures on the way. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It's free, and it really motivates us to keep creating these funny cat stories. Smash that like button and share this video with a friend who loves both cats and history. After all, everyone deserves to meet Emperor Meowpoleon at least once,